One thing I hear about our church that people seem to value is that people are allowed to ask questions. This is true not only of our congregation, but also to most Presbyterian congregations as well. I hear from some folks that in churches of certain other traditions, questions are not only not encouraged, they are actively discouraged. And people who ask questions can face anything from a cold shoulder to a verbal rebuke. From our perspective, questions are what help us to grow in our faith. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. When it comes to matters of the faith, getting our minds around the immensity of God is simply impossible. In a word, the finite cannot fully comprehend the infinite. Religion is the organized vehicle by which people try to understand and to communicate with the infinite God. All religions are engaged in this effort in some way. As John Calvin pointed out, all alike are responses to at least the vague sense that there is something or someone out there beyond our usual ways of knowing. The great diversity in religious expression is a testament to the fact that we are all sort of walking around in the dark, trying to find the light. This is not to equate all religions or to reduce them to their lowest common denominator. It is to say our religious quest starts with the sense that we are not alone, that our physical universe is not all that there is. Christian faith begins with the belief that the God of Abraham and Sarah, of Isaac and Rebekah, of Jacob and Leah, is the God who created all things. This same God chose to enter into human history by taking on human flesh in the person of Jesus Christ, and that somehow in his death and resurrection, sin and death have been overcome once and for all. But from there, questions multiply. Some Christian traditions believe that they, and they alone, have comprehended the whole truth, and that their system of belief, their theology, is a closed, airtight system for which there can be no deviation. Hence, questions are not particularly welcome, or at least questions that threaten to undercut the particular system. Reformed theology is a fairly robust system of belief. Like a lot of theological systems, it too tries to create a system of belief that is comprehensive. But there is a piece of this system that makes it receptive to questions. And that piece is the knowledge that all human knowledge is flawed and partial. No one can claim to have a full and complete lock on the truth. God is simply too big for that. I've said before that part of our tradition includes the writing of confessional statements, statements that try to lay out for ourselves and for others what we believe. Partly this is a teaching function, but partly it's an ecumenical function. We want people to know what we believe so that they can engage in meaningful conversation with us. To put it bluntly, we know we could be wrong. As the Scots Confession of 1560 put it, we do not rashly condemn what good men, assembled together in general councils lawfully gathered, have set before us. So we do not receive uncritically whatever has been declared to men under the name of the general councils. For it is plain that, being human, some of them have manifestly erred, and that in matters of great weight and importance. All churches, and for that matter all religions, do err. Since this is true, then questions about the faith are not threats, but means by which we continue to seek after truth. Now, as one who is frequently on the receiving end of questions, it is clear to me that some questions are sincere and earnest, while others are clearly antagonistic, designed not to seek after truth, but to trip people up. But even these questions can be useful, as they show us blind spots in our own thinking. At the end of the day, to question is not to undermine faith, but rather to strengthen it. Tomorrow, what do faith and doubt have to do with each other? Is doubt the opposite of faith? But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.